Ich heiße Violet in Schlane, Deutsch, at the German Institute, and today I want to talk about the first month of German school. Everything that I remember that I can put it down into points. I want to talk to you about it. So first I want to talk about settling in. Settling in the first days. First, we went to the school before classes started, and we were given like a small kind of tour of the class by the recruiter there. And yeah, it was a nice impression, and it is located in a town campus, yet it's so like big. It's big for town campus, like it's a Nakuru town campus, and it's bigger than a Nairobi town campus. So yeah, that's big. So yeah, that's happening in the first days, and then the next day I remember I didn't really remember the class even after the tour. I remember the floor but not the class, and so I went to like the recruiter's office to ask about where the class is, and actually it's the lecturer who teaches us up to today who helped me in identifying the class. And then I picked a seat. I always sit at the front, and I have like this chair that's specifically for me. No one else sits there unless maybe I'm absent, I don't know, but I usually just sit there always. And yeah, that's been it, and they are really helpful in this, what's it called, administrative stuff. They communicate well even online, so it's not like when I was in my other university, KCA, you had to go there physically if you had to have anything sorted out. You had to go there physically because they weren't really communicating online, but these ones are communicating online and they're fast. And yeah, also in my personal like settling in process, uh, right now, as of now, I'm trying to use like the Google Calendar. I never use that app, but I feel like it will also be helpful in learning German. Okay, so I've even changed the calendar to German, and it's really helpful in just remembering like maybe days, months, and writing even your activities in German. And I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it in the screen for you guys to see, and I don't know, maybe be inspired to do that as well, because I've also put even German holidays there. So yeah.
So, guys, this is what I wanted to actually show you. You can see the month is in German, the month and the days. Like it's Juni, then this is Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. And is the here like on 4th, oh sorry, on 4th Donnerstag. Okay, I think it's fierce. You say, but I'm not sure. Okay, because it's the not the. But anyway, just for now, we're going to say for Donnerstag on Yoni. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. there's a German holiday. On first, it's a Kenyan holiday. And just look at the holidays on May in German. Look at all these. Like, it's gonna be lit. Jahrestag, Muttertag is Mother's Day, Vatertag is Father's Day. Tag der, what? Tag der Arbeit, Labor's Day. So we have even the same Labor's Day. Yeah. So you see, it can be really helpful, and you can even just look at the months to remind yourself of the months in German. And yeah, is the Google Calendar. I don't know pronunciations of stuff, so don't roast me in the comments. There is this Terminübersicht schedule, Tag Day, 3 Tage, 3 days, Woche, week, and Monat. So right now it's in Monat, so we can only see it in like a month. If we change this to Woche, it will only show like a week. You know, if it's 3 Tage, 3 days, Tag, like 1 day. So let's just go back to Monat. And this is Aktualisieren. This is just refresh my calendar. I have all these Gmail accounts. Yeah, this is Geburtstage, it's birthday, and we've just actually learned this just yesterday. We learned birthday, we learned holidays, Feiertag. I need to learn these pronunciations. And then there's Einstellungen, settings, Hilfe und Feedback, help and feedback. Yeah. And also, like, okay, you've seen that I've added this like on 22nd, I've added this is examinations, Prüfungen. It's examinations. Yes, I've written it in German. Montag 22 Juni. You're not supposed to say it like that, but I'm going to say that's my level. Yeah, everything is in German. This is what I've added because on that day we are doing lesson, Horen, and Scriben. And yeah, if you want to like edit it, there's also more German words there. Like this Ganztägig is every day. Ostafrikanisch Zeit, East African time. And Malig, it does not repeat itself, because you might find it repeats daily, weekly, monthly, but in Malig means it doesn't repeat every day. And then there's Personen, his Inzufugen. Like you add people to share it with, I think. Yes. And video conference hinzufügen, like add a video conference. Benachrichtigung hinzufügen, do you want to add like a timer to remind you? Like before it was set at this is 30 Minuten vorher, like 30 minutes before. It reminds me, but I removed it because I can remind myself I have an alarm clock. And then there is standard fab. It uses this color. This is the standard color used. Then the Google Drive Anhang hinzufügen. Google Drive attachment. And then this Pycan. This is just save. So when you save, it will show gespeichert is the past tense of it has been saved. Yeah, I don't know if Germans have their calendar like this. If you're a German, maybe comment if you just have it in English. Um, but for me, just for learning purposes and because I find it fun and interesting because it's new, I'm going to use German. Now this is tag back to Monat. So I think I'll be using this like Google Calendar just for the sake of reminding myself and knowing all these terms and stuff. Yeah, and just looking at holidays I'm going to enjoy maybe in in Germany. I mean, look at all this. They have Halloween. They have Halloween. Will they dress up? Like it's actually a holiday observed there. Not here in Ghana. Oh God, booze. I can't wait. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to show you. No way, Nini. Yeah, that's it. That's it actually.
And also it's helping me in like day-to-day activities here. So yeah, it's like a 10 out of 10 being highly recommend being. So moving on to assignments. I remember we were given like the first assignment on the first day. Our teacher likes to give us assignment almost every day to help us practice, and that's okay. It's nice. It does help us practice, and we were told that these are the things that will come in exams. But mm, I don't know why I find them hectic sometimes, and they're not like a lot, which is good, but it's every day, which is just tiring. Almost every day. But yeah, that's the assignments, and it's good. And I don't complain about assignments because even when like she marks the assignments, she explains in detail maybe where we went wrong. So yeah, it's not just assignment for the sake of assignment. Yeah, and the topics we've covered like um a lot, and it's only like 1 month. Like we have covered, for example, this whole book is called Mention. We've covered everything here already, and it's like 12 different topics. And she also teaches us other things because there are some things that are not here, like past tense, like modal verbs, stuff like that. Stuff that's mostly just about grammar and grammar rules. So it's been a lot. But it's, it's okay. It's fine. I won't complain about it so much. Because if it wasn't, you know, actually, other colleges for German, I think I talked about this in an earlier video. They space out, subjects. Like they don't. It's not as intensive as like this university that I'm in. But the downside to that is you stay longer in school, which is just who wants to stay longer in school. So everything has advantages and disadvantages. I get why they go in the speed that they go with. Yeah, because they want things to be fast paced, modern, and so that people can finish school earlier and go achieve their dreams. Also, our teacher has been really helpful in just giving us general knowledge about Germany, like maybe the jobs there, the opportunities we can get there, the lifestyle that we're going to have there. So she just gives us these little helpful tips, which has been amazing. Okay, because we are still students, still looking at options. So that's good. That's like she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to tell us about these things, but she does. Which is nice. It's awesome. We have also been doing a lot of practical learning. Practical learning is actually what's in this book mostly. We just listen to audios, listen to German audios, and understand their conversations, and just understanding all these things in less like theory. Um, not just learning about grammar, but more like practical stuff, which has been amazing. I love it. I love practical learning. It's been a lot though, but at least at least you're learning something valuable. So we've also been tested a lot, and we actually have an exam this coming week, an internal exam though. But like for example, every week on Monday we have a cut, and it's just practicing maybe our writing skills mostly in that cut. But in the actual exam, in the internal exam, there's going to be sprechen, Sprechen, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, lesen, hören, and scribing. So, yeah, we're going to do all those parts. And there are pass marks. The pass mark for like each and every part is 60%, and it will be posted in like our portal, which is just wow. Like it's a very intensive school, obviously. Um, but yeah, that's been the exam. So we have internal exams, we have cards before the like final OSD exam. Um, and this exam that we're about to do determines whether we're going to go to the next level, whether we're going to continue with the other students. And if we don't pass, we start all over again after like a month, which is just it's just something to give us pressure. But yeah, I don't want to complain too much. I don't want. I understand all these process. I understand why this is happening. So that's why I don't want to complain so much. Yeah. Partners, we've also been doing a lot of partner work, which is part of like the practical learning, um, which is great. Um, mostly, no, it's great. It's actually great doing partner work so that you can actually understand how people actually talk in Germany, less theoretically. My my social life, my social life has been great, has been better than it was before. Um, surrounded by very like ambitious people. Maybe not as ambitious as I am, but they're very ambitious than any other group I've been in. I think, to be honest. And these people like of all ages, there are people who are like younger than me, and some are even older than me. Yet they're very ambitious. So I like that, and they're also nice. And they've been also some some have helped me in even discovering like this new place because I was not actually raised here. I've just moved here, so they've helped me in discovering this new place, discovering different places, discovering the stage for going back home, which is really nice. Okay, they're just really nice. Um, but yeah, obviously I don't, I still don't go out a lot. I'm mostly just at home doing weddings. Yeah, I'm not like that. I'm still more of a homebody, but yeah, there's not much to complain about in my social life here. It's actually better. It's better. It's even better than how it was when I was studying accounting. So that's nice. That's nice. And in terms of when it comes to my mental health, it's actually better. I'm just feeling great. I'm feeling amazing right now. Um, Self confidence up, self esteem up. I'm even posting on Instagram a lot more than before. So my mental health is definitely better. Okay, before it wasn't okay. It was really like, but I'm so grateful that right now it has been better because I thought it will never get better, but it's amazing. Okay, and also this German class is kind of a part of that in a way because I don't know, I feel like I'm upgrading my life. So when you feel like that, your confidence goes up, your esteem goes up. So yeah, it's been nice. It's been so nice, and I'm so grateful to God of how nice things have been lately. There's also reading after class. I try to read every day after class, although sometimes I can't, and so I make up for it later on. And I'm just like, thank goodness this is a language. Because it's a language, it's easy. It's just maybe a lot of things, but it's easy. It's easy to understand. Um, I'm just thankful for that. And also, I share notes with my fellow students after class on like my Substack. Um, every day after class or every other day after class. Okay, sometimes I just have a lot going on and I can't, but I always eventually post it. So, and that has also been helpful in my like revision. So yeah, it has been nice. Guys, so I'm editing the video and I completely forgot to talk about presentations. Yeah, sometimes we were asked maybe to do an assignment and then the teacher asks us to present in front of the class. So yeah, that's been happening and it's so scary. If you don't practice earlier to present, but sometimes she tells us to do this impromptu. Like she just says all of a sudden we say it in front of the class. Yeah, it's so scary. But some people actually are really good at it. Some people actually have even the accent already. I don't know how they have it. Um, but they just pronounce words so well. So yeah, I might need to work on my pronunciation and stuff. Um, yeah, there's that, and I also forgot to talk about. I think we should talk about the weekends. Preparing for cuts on weekends. Um, yeah, it's been very like hectic. I think something they just say, give yourself at least 3 hours for the cuts on every like Sunday because cut is on Monday. To revise. Yeah, that's that's it. That's just what I forgot, and I felt like it should be added because it's a part of the month experience. So yeah. Anyway, back to on to the next thing now. Also, the students here like helping each other out um in everything. Like also me, I like helping people out in just this German class, and um, that's been nice. That's been nice because maybe if someone has a question for cat that we just did, or maybe notes that we had, and someone couldn't make it to class, they don't have to worry so much. Because people are really helpful, even like in the WhatsApp students group that was created. People are really helpful there. People just want to support each other, build each other up, which is amazing. Like I'm just surrounded by amazing people. I'm surrounded by better people in my life than before. They're just so nice. They're helpful. They're supportive. They're amazing. I love them all. So also, when I started this like class in the very beginning, I had this vision. But obviously, when you experience things, when you start to experience things change. So even if I changed how I read sometimes, I try to read it in a faster way. I even maybe share notes like in a. Okay, sometimes I do it very detailed, but sometimes I shorten it. I make it so brief just because of the experience that I've had. Okay, there's just a lot going on, and not like only in class, also maybe like in your personal life. So you just have to adapt. Adapting is the best thing you can do anywhere you go. Okay, because even now I know like maybe I have this vision of how maybe Germany will be, but obviously when I experience it and live it, obviously some things might change in my habits, my approach of things, and you just have to accept. You just have to accept. Actually, this is a very important point because there was a time I was feeling down that maybe my vision was not happening exactly the same way I wanted it, but that's that's normal. Okay, that's normal. That just means that you're experiencing. That just means that you're gaining experience and you have the ability to adapt and make make things better for yourself in the long run. So don't be afraid to adapt to changes. So I've talked about social life. I've said it's better, but I feel like I still haven't found like very close friends. Like right now in my class, they are already like cliques happening, which is like, mm, I don't really have a clique. I've never really had cliques in my life, which I think is a good thing, so that you just get to know a lot of people, different types of people, so that you're not maybe in a group, but like, other people have found very close friends for themselves, and I haven't. But it's all fine because at the end of the day, my social life is better, and I've actually just found peace with it. I found peace with it. Okay, because before, when I was younger, when I was 18, 19, or young actually, that would have really freaked me out. I would have felt so bad. I would have had less and less ambition in my life, which is just stupid. Is stupid. Um, or or I would have forced issues, and I don't do that anymore. Okay, I don't force issues with people. I don't try to fit in um by force, and I also don't feel bad, do not feel so bad for myself. As long as people are nice, that's fine. Okay, and you'll find your people whenever the time is right. So yeah, just actually that's very important for some of you that might be experiencing this. Um, yeah, just accept and love yourself and appreciate the good things. Okay, things could have been worse. People could actually be hating on you or something like that. And if people are actually hating on you, I don't know, things could always get worse. Appreciate the good things happening in your life right now is is something very important. So I just realized that I may have talked like this cold, unaffected boss. um, but okay, let me just say, just for transparency, for full transparency, sometimes it does get to me. That's, oh my gosh, I have no close friend or something. Um, but mostly I just remind myself who I am. I just appreciate what is already going on for me, all the blessings. And you know what? I just realized maybe some things happen for a reason. Okay, based on like my life experience, I know it's not a lot. It's like 22 years of life experience. Um, but based on my life experience, um, I've realized everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So it's like maybe I'm dodging a bullet or something like that. So I don't dwell on it so much, as I used to. Is essentially what I'm trying to say. Is essentially what I meant. Yeah. So also, our German school has had like no impact, no, how do they, like tenant protests that have been happening, because there have been protests happening, especially like in the early days of our classes. Our German school has had like no impact from that, and also like it doesn't communicate on that, which is just it's just crazy because in the okay, before this German, I was studying accounting. In case you still don't know, um, I was studying Bachelor of Commerce accounting. So when these protests happen all the time, the university will always communicate, you know, maybe stay safe when coming, or just stay at home, or something like that. But like in this German school, nothing. Okay, they're all silent on that, and we go to class as usual, and it's up to us, the students, to protect ourselves from these things and inform others about about the safety of maybe the roads and stuff like that, which is just okay. Like it's so intensive to that point. Like they don't really want a class to just be dismissed just like that for any reason. Um, yeah, it's that intensive. Also, the cuts, are very intensive. Okay, it's usually every Monday without fail, and if it's not Monday, it's maybe Monday is a holiday or something like that. It's going to be Tuesday. Okay, we must do cuts every week. Okay, I even feel like maybe if there's ever like maybe a week shutdown or something like that, where students have to stay at home, maybe because maybe the president says something, we'll still do it. I feel like we'll still do it even if it's online or something like that. Because even there was a time, like almost the whole class thought like a cut was cancelled, and there was no communication on clarity of that, and the cut came still, and some people actually thought that the cut was cancelled. So yeah, it's just very intensive. There's like zero chance of a cut being cancelled. There's zero chance of a class being cancelled. Because there was a time, okay, I wasn't at school at that point. At that day, I had traveled, and the teacher that usually teaches us, I had that the teacher that usually teaches us was not there, and they still they still went to class, and they already had like a substitute there. So there's like when I was studying Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, when a lecturer has maybe other things to do, can't make it to class, maybe he or she is going for like a meeting or something like that, the class is cancelled. The class is cancelled, and you read for yourself. But here, they already have like substitutes. I don't think in the university I was in for Bachelor of Commerce had substitutes. Here they already have a substitute. So it's very intensive. Okay, there's zero chance of not going to of not learning. Uh, in the normal school days, there's zero chance of a cat being cancelled. It's just like that. It's so intensive like that. They want us to read so much. But the good thing is, at least, the teacher is nice. At least the teacher helps us out. At least the teacher actually helps us when we ask like a question and stuff like that. At least they are very like communicative and engaging and that and all that. um, yeah, at least they have time for like their students, because like in the university I was in, um, you barely hear from like a lecturer after class is over. Okay, you barely. And maybe the only time you go back to that lecturer is maybe asking for results or stuff like that. Um, yeah, so at least hear people nice and more engaging. So it kind of fits the culture. It fits the culture. it fits. It fits. Even in like this Ebola virus that people are talking about, obviously schools are not cancelled for this, but schools they might offer like advisories on how to protect yourself and stuff like that. This German school that I'm in, there's like zero communication on that. So it's up to the students to be aware of the current events, to look at the news for themselves, um and adjust accordingly. I remember in like the past university I was in, the university updates were kind of like where I would get news from. So it's a good thing I'm still in that group so that I can protect myself and learn things and learn how to move around the world right now. Because the German school didn't even offer like an Ebola advisory, like tips or stuff like that. So it's up to us to protect ourselves. Um, yeah, it's up to us. It's very like it just wants us to show. It just wants to show us that we are very intensive class every weekday, that every Monday, except maybe when it's a holiday. So what's happening now? Now I'm just revising for exam, A1.1 exam. Mm, yeah, we're done with A1.1. Like every month, we're done with the first part. Okay, after every month is an exam. So yeah, it's, but it's fine. It's fine. The good thing is we've been doing cuts, so even we can revise for those cuts. Um, yeah, I don't, I don't want to complain so much. I want to be an optimist. Um, it's my new like life goal. Looking at the positive of almost everything. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. I want to come up with a better outro than just saying yes or bye. I also want to say thank you. Thank you for watching up to. If you watched up to here, thank you so much. Um, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Um, because that really helps these videos be pushed out to people that might really find this information useful as well. So the engagement really matters. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.